Hi, welcome to Far From Eden. It's good to have you here. If you're new here, welcome. First, I want to thank everybody who gave feedback either through the poll or through comments or through both about whether or not we should consider taking sponsors on this channel. And although overwhelmingly you guys were saying in the affirmative, there were enough of you, last I checked, it was like 25% or maybe 15%, that did not want me to take sponsors. And that's just too many for me to say no to. I value your opinion, and this is your all's channel at the end of the day. So, we're not going to take sponsors. So I really appreciate the feedback and all of the, wisdom, both for yay and for nay. And it's just not right, So, even the appearance of the message being altered to please a sponsor, it doesn't sit well with me at all. So, So anyway, thank you very much. And I really value your feedback on all of that. So anyways, I like this channel, Man Reacts. He's great. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I zoned out for a second because I'm thinking about the different reaction channels that I watch, and I'm like, is this the one? Anyway, just never mind that. What I want to say is that, are the women getting it yet? Are they getting it? Do they realize it's them, or are they still blaming the men, saying, where are they, or they're all jerks or whatever? Because I feel like there's enough of the at least trad wife thing getting out there that you would think the normie women would realize something's going on, that maybe the men don't want what's being offered, right? So we got to check in with these guys and see. I remembered full screen this time. Oh my gosh, remember last time? Oh, MS brain. It's summertime and get hot for 5 seconds and it's brain fry time. Okay, do I remember how to use it? Yes, I do. Now let me make sure I am looking at the right channel, because Man Reacts is one I watch all the time. Shout out to him. Man Guide. Oh my gosh. I know those of you who've been with me for a bit understand. I always hate that for the new people. Like, what is wrong with her? She's such an air brain. So, yes, Man Guide. Okay, so he's put together quite the compilation. I saw about, maybe 30 seconds of this. And one thing I have to say is the language on these broads. Gee whiz, the language on them. It's a sailor would blush. So, if you're sensitive to that sort of a thing, brace yourself. I was shocked.
So every one of y'all females fought for women's rights, the right to work. Fuck you. Fuck this heat. Fuck all of it. Trying to be at home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, and the air conditioning, waiting on my man to get home. But no, I got all these rights. Got the right to go to work. So I'm gonna take my ass to work.
This is bullshit.
What is it?
This is bullshit.
So, I'm about this close to selling pictures of my butthole.
Ew, it's Valentine's Day. Ooh, mind your business. So if you've been in my inbox in January with all that, what you doing, Niecy? You so beautiful, the things I would do to you, all that kind of shit. You know what? Never mind. We gonna fuck it. We gonna backdate it like the light bill to 2021. If you've been in my inbox in 2021, I'm gonna need that Valentine's Day cash app. We gonna see how much you really love me. Talking.
Okay, I remember how far I watched this time. I watched to her, and I'm still stunned seeing it the second time. How do you get like that? How do you get like that? How you can't tell me this is how you were raised. You can't tell me this is how you really talk. This is all a performance, all of it. And why would you have such a performance, right? If you didn't think that there's something, at the end of it, like there's something to be gained, nobody would act this way. No one would act this way. And we agree that's an act, right? I'm not saying she doesn't act like this all the time, but I'm saying like it's a put on. She's literally like always playing a character. And my whole point is no one would behave this way if they didn't perceive it to behoove them in some way. You know what I mean? Like she definitely thinks that this is working in her favor. Just remember that. Like take a pause if you can, because I know with women, when they're like this, it's like a chihuahua. And to a lot of you guys, to a lot of you men, that's all it is. It's just like that's how I imagine you guys, like incoming right? But like if you can do that, but then also just take a second and be like, this is a performance. This whole thing. It's not real. It's like, and then you go, well, why? And then you cut to the meaning of all of it. And I know by now you're like, that is, why do we have to do all that? That is too much work. Why are you women like that? You're right.
And all that shit. Now drop it, daddy. Send the motherfucking funds. And that's on period, bitch.
I dared my coworker to twerk, and she almost got caught.
Oh. Well, let's bring him out. Here's Eric Cartman.
Whatever.
President Biden is extending the pause on federal student loan repayment.
Okay, so I feel like this is just confirming my theory. So they basically just gonna keep pushing these back until after the midterm election so that they can say, oh, well, look at what the Democrats did. The Democrats didn't make you pay student loans. I bet you. And after that, I would be shocked if they cancel student loan debt. I'd be shocked. Once they get your vote, this is just my theory. I ain't, what I'm saying, Democrats don't come for me. This is just what I think.
Listen, it's a good joke. It's a great joke even. But I need you to stop anyway.
Hey y'all, it's me. It's Saturday, 6 o'clock. My face is puffy because I'm tired as hell. What the hell is wrong with me? Why do I keep working so much? Why did I have to have morals? And no rhythm. I can't be a stripper. I have no rhythm. And I'm shy. I can't have an OnlyFans. I need a sugar daddy. At this point, I'm fucking tired, y'all. I'm tired. Starbucks is the only thing keeping me alive. Help me.
When you're at work, do you ever wonder if today's going to be the day that you accidentally scream "shut the fuck up" out loud instead of in your head?
Today at work, someone was like, hey, those are pretty big earrings for work. And I was like, you know what they say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe, like just joking around. And then I got a call from HR saying that I offended her. And I said, I don't know how, because in the joke, I am the hoe. So how was that, anything bad? And they were like, well, there's something about her you don't know. Her mom is actually a hoe. And so you hurt her feelings. So I had to apologize. And you know what? I learned a big lesson today. Words hurt.
You had 2 tests?
That was awesome. The best thing about that whole thing, obviously the whole part is funny, but that a woman called another woman to HR for, well, it's always bull crap, isn't it? But I enjoy that. There's going to be more and more of that. They take each other down. There's no loyalty and there's no sisterhood.
I did that.
You got a 53 and a 60. You can cheat. It's online.
I did cheat.
And you still got a 53 and a 60.
Oh my God.
Whoever fought for women to get jobs. Why?
You guys, I'm literally one bad day away from starting some fucking spicy ass content. That way, within like a month, I could just run the fuck away with my family and just be like, bye, Felicia. We don't live here no more. I don't know who the fuck that is. But like on a real note, I'm sincerely considering making the fucking spicy ass content just so I can have fuck around and find out money. Because like,
it always goes to Hookerville. The train always goes to Hookerville with women. Why? Because it's easy. Disagree with me? Give me another reason. Can't.
that is literally the oldest profession in the world. I don't understand why people have such a fucking issue with it. Like, we've had those things forever.
Well, if we've had them forever, they must be good. That's how you decide what's right and what's wrong, right? I mean, you clearly do not have any idea what is right and what is wrong or why. Because you're like, I don't see what the problem is with it. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't, would you? Do you see the problem with anything? Do any of you women see the problem with anything? And by you women, I mean these specific women that are saying these things. I don't mean all women. Only can mean that, you know, on the Green Network. But carrying on.
We just know how to fucking monetize it on a vast grand fucking scale. And I don't understand why people get so fucking upset about it. I really don't. But for real though, like one super bad day away from being like, here it is, bitches. Because for realsies, this working 6 days a week shit just does not working out for me. So I literally might be doing that. It might really become a fucking thing, yo, because I've about had it with the 6-day shit.
White chicks.
Hold on just 1 second. Sorry, man guide. She sure does think highly. Or, you know, she certainly thinks that this is whatever she's got going on here is going to, you know, make her really, really wealthy. It's my understanding that over there on like OnlyFools, there are some women who make a lot of money, but the majority do not, which makes sense because that's just how things work out in general. You know, I guess you can be exceptional at everything, and including things that are degenerate. So this lady, she has no moral problem with it. So why hasn't she already done it? What's holding you back? Why are you looking for permission? She's got problems. There are more problems, but this lady's a whole other thing. Okay.
Acting black is spreading faster than STDs among streetwalkers. What's up with that? Used to be in the 2000s, suburb rich kids who were raised by deadbeat single moms or feminists would act and dress like gangbangers until real gangsters run up on them and then they cry for their mommies. Now it's a lot of females on social media acting like rappers. And to answer her question, sure, being a professional bedwench has been around forever. But for the past thousands of years, it was looked down on because society treated the 304s properly. It's only today, during the fall of society, it's now, quote-unquote, accepted by the gynocentric culture. This is why shaming was so important back then, because becoming an e-hooker destroys lives. But now it's the answer to all the modern women's problems. The kids of OF performers are deleting themselves because they're being bullied in school. These so-called women who think they're equal to men, who run this world as Beyonce claims, don't want to invent something, or learn to code, or do a trade, or do actual work. No, they want to open their legs. But don't judge them, gents. Make sure you give them the same respect you give to the grandmas who got married as a virgin and made a man happy for 50 years.
When they don't want to invent or do a trade or those other things he listed, all of those things, I was thinking, what do all those have in common? Those all have like service to someone else. You know what I mean? That's all in service to someone else in all of those roles. It's also hard work, you know, because they also don't learn to code in mass numbers. They do the easy thing. They do the easy thing because they can, but they also don't do the things that serve. They run from those things. They've been brainwashed into thinking that those things are oppression. So they're incredibly selfish. But I also agree with everything Man Guy just said.
A secondhand female comments, "Same, girl, you're gorgeous, rock it." No, she's super masculine, and hate to break the news to both of these bedwenches, but most OnlyFans performers make $200 a month. Another comment, "You should do it. I have one of those pages." Shaking my damn head. OnlyFans is now like LinkedIn for these 304s, and they have no shame. The internet is forever.
They have no shame. Indeed. Like that is, I know Man Guy meant it, they have no shame as sort of a figure of speech, but also like we need to bring shame back. When you don't question people, when you're not allowed to discern, when you're not allowed to have a problem with anything, then that means no one's ashamed of anything. Because they're just allowed to rub things in people's faces. And okay. And that's how you get, certain types of story hours.
Another modern woman comments, "Fafo money, haha, love it. Get it, queen." I guess FAFO or FAFO means F around and find out. This is why social media is so bad for females, because they're encouraging each other into self-destruction. If your significant other is on social media, you're on borrowed time, because she'll get the idea that your standards of you not wanting her to have girls' night out is controlling and manipulative, when it's just the bare minimum of a relationship, as in actually act like you're in an actual relationship. That's why social media is a black flag for relationships today. Rest of the comments is other modern women cheering her on, agreeing with her, and simps gassing her up. It proves why men are becoming passport bros to get away from this degeneracy.
Probably sitting there wondering, Jess, you're beautiful. I'm joking. Probably wondering, why are you up so early? It's 8:30 in the morning. Well, I'm in fact actually going to I'm going to I'm going to I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
Work is another word for accountability. She's like the lawyer in Liar Liar who can't lie all of a sudden, and when he tries to lie, his body refuses to follow. Accountability is the modern woman's kryptonite, and I'm sure they get the same response admitting they're the problem, not everyone else.
I want to sit here and tell you, like, don't depend on a man. I really, really do, because I don't. I damn near want to sometimes. I mean, You know, if we made enough money, like if we were rich and I didn't have to work to contribute to our household, could just like do things for fun.
Just do things for fun, as if that's the only option. Either you have a job / career or whatever, or you just, mess around. No, that's not. There is such a thing as a homemaker. There is such a person as that. We have absolutely lost any kind of touch with that those people ever existed. I know I'm not crazy. I know those people existed. I'm old enough to know that those people were real. Good God. But they really think that's all there is. It's just kind of screwing around like a spoiled teenager or working 40 hours a week. Okay, I'll try to absorb that.
I'd do it.
She, like most modern women, quote unquote, don't need a man until the bills have to be paid. Something has to be fixed until a robber breaks into her home, and so on. She's at least a decade, if not 2 decades too late. Now she wants to settle down, but only for a rich guy, so she can retire early and do fun things. You hear that, guys? A bedwench who rejected you in her prime wants you, only if you're rich, to give her a fun life. As Kevin Samuels used to say, you can't make this shit up. One of the top comments says, that would be nice, lol. I learned the hard way on that though. And the female in the video responds, I feel you, and when I did it, I hated it, but man, I'm exhausted. That's how all modern women learn. Living the SEX in the city lifestyle is fun in their 20s when they can bed hop from one bed to another and live their own city girl drama show life. You know, rejecting great men's commitments because they have endless supplies of men. But once these Decepticons aren't getting those free benefits and they realize that at their 30s, they have 30 plus more years to work, then they want to get a 304 retirement plan called marriage. Another Postwall comments, me either, but yes, I want to. And the Postwall thought in the video responded, sometimes I'm just tired of busting my ass, you know? It's all fun and games until the bill is due. And with MGTOW, she can't even sucker in simps anymore.
So I do this thing where I quit every single job that I ever have over the most minor of inconveniences. So I'm going to tell you every single job I quit and why. I got so tired of working at Amazon because everyone watches you all the time. And I just got so tired of it. So I started doing this thing where I would clock in and then I would sit in the break room for 10 hours every single day. I did this for like a month until I got caught. And then they wanted me to explain myself. So I just quit. So I used to work at a pizzeria, not this one, but you'd be surprised how many customers are so rude over pizza. At one point, I literally got so mad that I cursed at a customer. And then I immediately realized what I did. And I was like, well, there is absolutely no coming back from this. So instead of arguing with them, I literally just hung up the phone. I looked in the back and I was like, I need to go outside for a minute. And then I just kept walking home. I never came back.
She could just shorten all this to, hi, my name is such and such. I escape accountability. The end. Because that's what all this is. This is not a story about the job she quit and the stupid reasons. I mean, that's one thing to call it. But if you're also very unaware of yourself, I guess you'd have to call it that, because you wouldn't know that you just are literally just, I did something. I wasn't going to be accountable for it. I ran away.
So I used to work at Don Pablo's, rest in peace, but this job was literally so freaking boring. I picked up smoking just so I could go outside and have like a million smoke breaks so I wouldn't have to do my job. It was literally that boring. And the one day I went to go smoke and then I came back to the front and all the girls were like, hey, like the boss is looking for you. And I was like, well, why? And they were like, well, I think they want you to stay later because the other like people like left. So like they wanted you to stay later. And I was like, So I clocked out. I texted my friend immediately. I was like, meet me outside right now. I picked up my things and I left and I never came back.
And you wonder why the gynocentric dictatorship has to make laws requiring companies to hire women. Feminists want the freedom of being independent with other people's money. Work is supposed to suck. That's why it's called work, not fun time. That's why people are paying her, or I should say, did pay her to work because she's too entitled to do simple jobs. I'm willing to bet people were rude to her at the pizza place because she has an attitude problem. And I hate to break the news to her, but she is not good looking enough to be this lazy or entitled. She hasn't even hit the wall and she already looks aged out and mid. One of the top comments asks what we're all asking. How do you keep getting hired though? Someone responds, you'd be surprised how desperate some businesses are for workers. I think work delinquent databases are illegal because feminists claim they're discriminatory. Also, duh, no one wants to hire lazy people, and money ain't infinite. I know the government prints it like there's no tomorrow to support the single moms and other deadbeats, but that's hurting everyone who works because of something called inflation. You see, the hard-earned dollar, euro, or pound, or wherever you are, is worth less because there's an excess amount of money with the same supplies of goods.
Did his screen freeze? Hold on, let me check something. That's weird.
Of something called inflation. You see, the hard-earned dollar, euro, or pound, or wherever you are, is worth less because there's an excess amount of money with the same supplies of goods and services. Thus, prices rise until equilibrium. Another female comments, I worked at Amazon and I literally clocked in manually on the app and sat in my car. Damn, this proves that there's so much criminal activity that's underreported when it comes to feminists. I'm not going to fight for Amazon, but females like her are giving the company more motivation to get robots to do the jobs. Then no one can get a job at Amazon. Believe it or not, men who can't open their legs for benefits like money have to work to make money. You know, most of the men that are invisible to you entitled females makes the world run by doing these crappy jobs. Another comment. I wish I was a little more like this because I will stay at a job until I am literally so emotionally drained that my friends and family notice. LOL. If only she, like most of these modern women, knew about a traditional marriage, they could have stayed home and raised the kids. But that's slavery, according to feminists.
I got my master's degree in nursing education in August, and this is why, if I went back in time, I would not do it again. So let me give you some background information. 2 years ago, I was a single girl living by myself for the first time with my own nurse salary. I was supporting myself, you know, and I thought, damn, adulting is hard. Like, I'm gonna need to do something else a little more because I was really like burnt out from working in the ER, and it's just not easy to survive, especially in a big city like Miami. Like everything was so expensive. So I had this like economic pressure, and then I had my family pressure because especially immigrant families. I came to the US when I was 3 years old. They came to give me a better life, opportunities, safety. And yes, they have done that. And I totally appreciate both my parents for everything that they had to go through to get me to this position. But like a lot of immigrant families have this mentality that more degrees, more education equals more success financially, career-wise, and a better quality of life. And honestly, that's just not true at all. In some cases it is, but that's not really due to somebody's master's degree or PhD or whatever. It's due to their qualities of networking or whatever other reason.
It's called supply and demand, lady. And you don't, if you get degrees in stuff there isn't a whole lot of demand for, it's not going to be that helpful. If you get degrees in, you know, where they need you, you're going to get paid. But those ones are hard. That's why fewer people do it. And the ones that are easy, it's going to draw more people there. So, you know, get your PhD in psychology or, you know, what have you, anthropology, some, you know, underwater basket weaving. You know, and that's what they tend to do. And they go, look, I have the degree. I have the degree. And it's like, yeah, but nobody cares. Get a degree in something that, but they don't think about that. They don't think about that when they're making plans. It's making plans. Look at me thinking that these women make plans.
Right? So I just had like this pressure to make my parents proud because, you know, everybody's getting a master's now, so I might as well do it too, you know? But, and I like teaching. I could do it. I was just thinking like, I can't do bedside forever. And I can't do this like so much interaction forever. It's too much for me. I don't love it like I thought I would. So I really did enjoy kind of precepting and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let's do education. I can do education. And yeah, I could do education, but like, is that my dream job? No, like I just want to be a stay-at-home mom / MILF, right?
Okay. You know what she just said by not saying it? She wants to be a stay-at-home mom / MILF. I had like a mini aneurysm for a moment there when she said that, but also nothing to do with wife. And anybody who would say they want to be a MILF is not a wife. And that was where my train of thought went. I'm like, no MILF is a wife. And then I was like, she didn't mention wife anyway. Because she didn't. Because she's not one. You know, you got to find a woman. And this is why you're safe. Because you can't find them. You need to find a woman who is a wife. And then you marry that woman. Like she's already she has the type of character. It's not, oh, well, after she gets married, she becomes a wife. No, the character has to be there. The type of person she is. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You're just not allowed to, definitely not allowed to say it. And you're barely allowed to think it.
I just want to cook, clean, do groceries, go to Pilates, brunch, take the kids to their sports. Like, that's what I want to do for a living. That's the best job ever. Of course, that's not always secured, but I didn't do this with the right intentions. I was not passionate about this. And I feel like that's the only reason that somebody should pursue this type of degree, especially when it comes to like patient care. Of course, I consider nurse practitioner, but all that patient one-on-one contact was a no for me. So it was like, education it is, right? Either way, I only did it just because survival mode and kind of like that pressure from society and family in general. But you don't need to get that master's, girl. Like, is it going to make a difference in your paycheck? I work as an interventional radiology nurse, like a regular staff nurse. And when I got my master's, I got a 50-cent raise. But whatever, I like my job now. It's chilling. But the point is, like, you don't need to do all this. Like, even with a master's, you're not going to get paid that much when it comes to the world of nursing. Like, there's only so much you can get, right? So not only did I
know it's crazy. This is typical. She's clearly a disaster, right? Got through nursing school somehow, but disaster. And yet she's gonna give us advice. She's gonna give advice, and you should listen. I was just thinking, isn't that that's how we are? You know, we can be completely just out of our minds and almost aware of it, but still thinking we're gonna tell you what you should do. Wow, that's entitled.
Do all of these research papers and all of this work for 2 years for something that I don't really care about that much. I also just gained $30,000 of debt plus interest because fortunately my dad was able to pay for my bachelor's degree. My family sacrificed a lot in order to keep me debt free for my bachelor's, right? Well, here I am in the cycle, in debt for no reason, regrettably. So if I went back 2 years ago, I would not have done this again. Like, so just don't get your master's in nursing or in general unless you really want to, unless you're really passionate about it. Like, don't do it because you feel like you kind of have to. That's what everybody's doing. No.
It's sad that her family wasted money on her college when, if she was traditional, they could have used that money to help her and her husband buy a house. But she chose to be a feminist and be a so called power couple. This so called power couple only works with the rich and famous.
I can literally see why so many people want to give up. Just imagine working all month long. You get up to all of your rent on this fucking app. I got all of my rent money on this fucking app. $1,500 worth of rent money. Just for TikTok to only give me $500. They only pay the beta program out every fucking 30 days, excuse me. Now I gotta wait a whole nother fucking month just to get, what, maybe 500? They never did this before. They've never done this before. They have, in the past, given me my entire balance. But today, for some reason, they only wanted to give me $500 fucking dollars.
Newsflash to the Postwalls, being a TikToker isn't real work. It's a hobby. So it's your fault for putting your hopes and dreams or rent money to become an influencer. And according to the caption, the Postwall quit her real job to become a TikToker. That's what happens when you let ex-felons hit it and quit it raw dog. When you call respectable men with respectable careers square and no game, while letting Pookie and Ray Ray nut in you, congratulations, you played yourself. Strong, independent, don't need no man until it's time for the bills. I'm pretty sure in the original video she's asking for donations, or she made it to imply to get donations so she can get bailed out. Let's read the comments. One comment says, I learned the hard way doing gig work as a Lyft driver. You can't put all your eggs in one basket with them. Big props to this female. At least she was doing real work as a side job and played it smart. Most people today don't even have $1,000 in their savings. They're one check away from being homeless. Another female comments, sorry, not sorry is right. Stupid. Exactly. It's her dreams. And it's not like she's working on a startup to create a better product or service which will employ people and actually add to the GDP. She's trying to be an entertainer, which leeches off a good economy. Sure, a society does need art, but good art inspires and uplifts people. Not some bedwench doing stripper dances or telling HOE stories about getting banged out by Daquan. You know, the drug dealer who sells crack to middle schoolers. Another comment. Why are we supposed to feel bad? I might need to do some DoorDash to supplement the TikTok, or get you one of them 9-to-5 things. Precisely. If she has a working, decent car, she can DoorDash for a week and have it paid. She isn't better than anyone else to think the world owes her a living. And I bet she quit her day job by making a whole scene how she was better than everyone and she's better off basically burning her bridges. The West is going into a recession, meaning the only safe jobs are the critical, necessary jobs to keep society running. Even simps are going to cut down on their simping like OF subscriptions, and with most men going their own way, which means no one will be there to save these post-walls and 304s, we're going to see the real power of MGTOW.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
I will have the link to that video in the description. Man Guide. He's great. I enjoy all of his videos that I see. And I think he's probably going to grow even bigger. Anyway, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know if they're getting it yet. It doesn't seem like it. I think all they get is that work. Okay. After all this, all they've gotten is work is hard. Gone through all this. Men are like, no, we're walking away, not interested in marriage. You know, women are like, where have all the good men gone? What's wrong with them? And blaming them. And now they just go, work is hard. yeah, works hard. Why are they so allergic to work? Because that's the problem. You should still be working, when you're at home. And they don't seem to want to do that either. They just don't want to ever have to work, ever. So it's always about pleasing themselves. And yet, oddly, they're the ones that can never be pleased. They can never be pleased. Nothing's ever good enough. Like, nothing's ever good enough for any of us, but like, particularly these women are the worst. I think we probably can all agree on that. Yeah. They're not getting it yet. At least not these ones. These ones are just realizing that work is hard. Because, yeah, they do sell it to women like work is our dream job. You do not hear men talking about their dream job. You don't. Men are like, I don't know. That's just funny to me to imagine a man saying dream job. But women, yeah. It's all about it's all about the feelings, obviously, the feelings of what it would feel like. It's just Barbie. It's just career Barbie. It's, lawyer Barbie and doctor Barbie, nurse Barbie, journalist Barbie. What's another job? Physical therapist Barbie. It's Barbie. She's got the outfit. She's got the accessories. And that's about as far as they think. Maybe a little interaction here, a little interaction there. Kind of like a sitcom, You don't see their whole lives. You don't see the drudgery of, most things that happen. You just see like the funny bits or the whatever, it's not an accurate portrayal. And so what I'm saying is when women think about their career and their dream job, they're going to be an engineer. They're not imagining what an engineer really does day in and day out and day in and day out. They're not. Or a lawyer or any of it. They're certainly not imagining the worst days. And that it's going to be 6 months, and then you'll be doing it a year, and then 2 years, and then 5 years, and then 10 years. And guess what, sweetie? You've got decades more to do that thing. And women are supposed to be young brides, mothers for a long time, then grandmothers. You see what I'm saying? There's supposed to be a progression and a change, and there is hormonally throughout our lives. I don't think, I know you can see like the idea of being that one thing, that one profession, the way many men have been, maybe not as of late because companies aren't as good to their employees, keeping them for, decades and offering them pensions and stuff like that. They don't do that anymore. But back in the day they did, and men were happy to, stay loyal to the company. Women, I think that I could just go on and on and on, and that has to be a separate video. I do have the idea of a video of like the difference between men's brains and women's brains, not anatomically necessarily, but the way we think. It's just its own. It's dizzying how different we are. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Remember that book? No, we're not even from the same, universe, honestly. So, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you found a way to feed your soul today. I hope you found some peace And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.